Come on in. You know I get all excited for you guys. Yeah, if you have Scorpio in your chart anywhere, there should be something in here for you, hopefully, or that's the point. Don't forget to flip and flop your energies and genders each and every time you feel fit. Just don't force it. Yeah, come on in. Trying to figure out the lighting here. Whatever. Okay, so I hope everybody is having a good day, a good morning, or a good evening, depending on what time it is, wherever you are in the world. Just know that I already called in everybody's spirit team and ancestors, spirit guides, and angels, and the whole crew is here with us right now. Just know it, right? All right, let's get deep, Scorpio. I have a feeling a lot of you like to get deep. Scorpios usually are pretty intense too, right? Anywho, I got magic that came out and alchemy. So, what are you up to now, Scorpio? You know, I love it. Are you the alchemist? I guess so. Yeah, alchemy. You're making magic. Something about that. Something is magic. Something creating magic. I don't know yet. Dark matter, however, yeah. So that magic can be good or bad, right? Gotta know that. All right, so something here is dark. I'll just leave it at that. Sun, light. Something is exposed. This is like a mystery dark. You know, like an ominous maybe? That's what I kind of get. That's funny. I mean, not funny, but, you know? There's two people on this card here, you can see, right? Coming into an illumination or some sort of something like that. I don't like this light on now that I turned it on. See, I already did a couple general readings before I did all 12 zodiac signs, thinking that that's just how I'm going to be doing my readings now, from now on. And here we are, doing all 12 zodiacs again. So, you know, changing your mind is a prerogative. Just know it. All right, anywho, yeah, something's coming to light. Something is a mystery. Something's being kept in the dark or something. There's a reason why, whatever that is. Yeah, the darkness and deception, Scorpio. It's real. Hope, fear, challenge, and homework. This could be fears of the dark, right? Literally. You know, we're supposed to be facing our fears. Yeah, people could be, you know, worried about facing their own shadows. If it's not you, it could be them. It's somebody. Somebody's an alchemist here, bringing light to the dark spaces, right? Or something. Hi there. Hi, Elsa. Hello, hello. Scorpio squad, come on in. My Scorpio fam. Life and breath. Okay. The breath of life. Breathing. Just breathe as you bring this stuff to life. This alchemist, this magician vibe. Something is, I feel like you're bringing something to light that was in the dark, or you're coming into the breath of life. It's like magic through this darkness and possibly, I don't know, exposing something. All right. I'm not sure. I don't know either. I have a lot of questions. You're not the only ones. Hi, everybody. Hello. Yeah, let's get more. You got questions? I got questions. distant. Okay, this is going to be with alchemist and magic. So far away physically and emotionally. See if you can rekindle the passion again. Um, there's been magic afoot during time that's gone by. That's what I'm feeling. You've kept your distance from someone or whatever that is. And I don't know, hold on. False hope tries to sell you a pipe dream, no substance, evasive. Um, dark matter right there. I feel like somebody, if they're a salesman, they're out it just for the money. You know, they're not out to help the consumer out kind of vibe, you know. But selling you a pipe dream. All right, we're going to leave it at that for now. Let me fix this. All right. Oh, they gave me 3. Right on. Deadly combo. Yep. This is going to be crowning you for the next few weeks. Dangerous when together, triggering and explosive. Somebody triggers you. This could be like a twin flame kind of a thing. I don't really know a whole ton about twin flames. I went through this not long ago though. But they could be wanting to trigger you or whatever that is. It's, you know, bringing things to light, and it's, you know, bringing things to light from the dark matter. All right, we're going to leave it there for now, I guess. Closed off, not emotionally available, distracted, hurt in the past. We're distant because we were hurt, right? So, Scorpios, you've been keeping your distance. I feel like a lot of you have been healing, creating your own magic, you know, from all of this darkness, these things that are hidden. People want to keep it hidden, right? Closed off. That's your hope, fear, challenge, and homework. You know, and I have to be honest, I think I just learned that even Diddy is a Scorpio, and he was born on my birthday. Apparently he's not of the light, right? So I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know why I had to say that. Forgiving, they didn't mean to hurt you, but you're holding on to it. Forgiving helps you get past it. Breath of life, magic, closed off. Forgiving is the hardest part of healing, right? It's usually the last part, or the, you know, we got to get through all the muck. We got to get through all the pain and anger and sadness and, you know, and then work on forgiving, right? I like to tell people that because they feel like, I know some people may feel like they need to forgive right away. And that's like almost impossible in some situations. So I get it, you know? Some things are unforgivable as well. I don't know, but we're going to find out. I'm going to get more of the vibe here. Hi, everybody popping in and out. Yeah, you can ask. You got a question, go ahead and ask. Joy. Abe Barab. Current feelings for you. How do they feel about you? Is that what you want to know? I think is what you're trying to say. I'll give you a card. Hold on, collective. Hold on. How do they feel about them? Joy. Knave of Pentacles. Yeah, this is an opportunity. This is a good one, but slow wins the race kind of thing, you know? Messages, opportunities. See, when birds, when wolves howl, right? It's usually for like 1 or 2 reasons. They're either bonding or they're getting ready for the kill, right? I know this because I knew somebody that used to own a wolf, and they were very highly educated with it, and knew exactly what they were doing raising this thing. It was really cool. But anywho, yeah, so it's like there could be some sort of collaboration there or something, but there's an opportunity. I feel like use your gut, you know. That's what I got for now. Where am I? Okay, glowing up and showing up, new opportunities, new career, successful business. Magic is afoot. Yeah, keeping yourself away but glowing up. Yeah, I feel like you kept your distance because you needed to work on yourselves. You needed to heal, or you needed to do whatever you needed to do, right? And now there's been some time, right? It's like separation. It's like you ghosted a situation, maybe, or they did you, right? Dark matter is right above this or right next to it, you know, ghosting you because they're trying to sell you a pipe dream. You can't trust this person or these people or whatever that is. Epiphany, crowning you, self-reflection, answered questions and untapped talents, deadly combo, triggering, explosive. Yeah, somebody's coming into the realization of how this relationship is not for the better, right? I think, or people maybe is what I'm getting so far. The deception behind it. People are starting to put things together finally. I also feel like somebody out there has come into some recent psychic gifts or something, or they're learning about them or what theirs are, right? I know my hair looks funny with this lighting. I don't care. Do you care? I don't care. So, anywho, yeah. The hope, fear, challenge, and homework is the confusing part. The what's perplexed, what's confused, what's keeping it confusing or puzzling. I'm not sure how that is. Maybe because of the deception, right? Probably lies and deceit and all of that, right? And fears keeps you in that state of being confused and puzzled. That could be. I think that's what it's trying to say. One more, please. We can move on. Yeah, closed off, distance. Yeah, I feel like this was a really tough situation. You needed to get your head right, right? And you needed to take a time out. Um, Tiffany, will he get out of jail by April 6th? Yes or no? Ton of Swords. I don't think so. Wait, the pain was in the past. One more. I'm only taking the one on the bottom. Nine of Swords down. I don't think so. 10 of Swords down, 9 of Swords down. I'm sorry to say. You know. Whatever it was it a felony or some shit? I don't know. I just kind of, I don't know. But it's not going to be that easy or something. I'm sorry to say. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. There's a lot of times I want to be wrong. Trust me. Anywho, antisocial, in your feelings, silent treatment, left out, forgiving, right over this, and breath of life. Somebody's trying to forgive things, but they're being a little, and then somebody feels left out. Okay. So we got very dual energies, which we usually do when we go into my tarot. We're going to get a little more of the tea, however. Yeah, I can't keep taking questions or I'm never going to get my readings done here. Plus, if you want a tarot reading, you can get in touch with me. Down below in the description is my email. And we can set up a private reading. I do it live, private, but live between you and I. And you're more than welcome to record it. I make it more than worth it for your money, you know. I give you a bang for your buck, you know. Hit me up if that's what you want. Show me what I need to see from my Scorpio collective. Distance, glowing up, new career, somebody, you know, this epiphany thing, this untapped talents, the, you know, maybe the psychic gifts, that could be here being highlighted here with the new business, or what is somebody glowing up and showing up, really putting in the time and what into really putting the time and energy into your work and seeing the results of things. Okay, I like it. Nieces or nephews are here, however. Distant. This is, do we want to rekindle the passion again? Things have changed. Magic is afoot. Maybe they're thinking, you know, are they thinking of coming forth or something? Because there's been time. Everybody's had time to process things. Everybody's, you know, maybe had time to think about things. I don't know how that's going to be. Yeah, PTSD, CPTSD, and triggers again. Ding, 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 ding. And we just started the reading, Scorpio. Now, somebody's triggering you, or wants to, or whatever that is. We do have some unhealed trauma out there. So some of you need to, you know, continue working on that from what I see here, right? I have PTSD and CPTSD. I have both. I was diagnosed in 2018 or some shit, 17. I don't even remember, because I honestly went through so much trauma that I have a very hard time putting things into chronological order. And quite honestly, I don't know what year was what when what happened. You know, it's just all a big fucking blur, you know, but here I am. Old books. This is going to be crowning you for the next few weeks. Something about information or something, and maybe you'll find an old book with certain information or something relevant, maybe antique, like an antique kind of book, you know, illuminating something, some truths, or maybe it's just knowledge that it's trying to say. I'm not sure how that's going to be yet, but deadly combo. Yeah, we got triggering twice here already. PTSD, dark matter. Somebody was ghosted in the past or something. Craft, hope, fear, challenge, and homework. Yeah. Is this a hobby, or is this craft? Your craft. Your work is your craft. Or do you do witchcraft? Hope, fear, challenge, and homework, I feel like is, you know, something about the craft, something about the esoteric knowledge for a lot of you anyway, because I have this this epiphany, untapped talents on the bottom, right? And then I had that other one. Yeah, I just feel like somebody's coming into their own psychic gifts, and they've had a very creative way of crafting things, or they want to craft things, right? Puzzling, conflicted. Maybe they want to craft a little darkness and confusion, or that's what they're thinking. Okay. Hope, fear, challenge, and homework. These kids want to cause chaos. Show me what I need to see. Black cat. Black cat on my channel is good luck. You know, it's a good thing, right? If they didn't have black cats back in the days of the plague, it'd still be around. That's what caused it in the first place, because they thought it was a bad omen to have black cats. So they started killing them. And that's why the mice and the rats and everything were there in the first place, right? Anywho, lucky black cat here, I feel, or somebody has a black cat, possibly, or a cat, a familiar. That's where we're starting, peeps. Anyway, we're going to get into material. Nieces or nephews are planning on triggering somebody because somebody glowed up and showed up and worked on themselves and healed. That's what I'm getting so far, and that's pretty pathetic. Adelita of Earth, Yucca. Yeah, nieces or nephews. Yeah, somebody worked on themselves. But ultimately, I feel like this is talking about crafting, like crafting something tangible, taking the time or opportunity or what, you know, nieces or nephews right over this. Okay, I need a bunch of cards, please. 8 of water down. Maybe the kids have a lot of triggers and trauma as well from their experiences, right? The devil, oh yeah. Haya of air down, Karandra of fire. Yeah, so somebody's dealing with it hard. I'll show you this. This is reversed. Eight of cups reversed, right? Dark matter or mystery is right over this. Somebody wants to sell them a pipe dream, something to do with triggering and divorce and ghosted. And I feel like they want to craft ultimate deception or something to trigger this person or whatever. And the devil card here, the blackberry pie, yeah, things are getting old, bound to this situation. You know, I have deadly combo here, dangerous when together. This dark energy wants to trigger, okay, wants to trigger and illuminate something and or whatever. Either that or the person that's triggering somebody is going to come into the light because it's not going to work. So we're going to see what happens. Because when you're dealing with a Scorpio, I'll tell you, a lot of Scorpios are very strategic. You know, they're pretty smart. You know, street smart. You know, quick-witted. Maybe yeah, you can't really pull a whole lot past Scorpio because they see right through it, you know? Old books right over it. Haya of air down, craft over this. Yeah, I'm feeling spite, and that's not even normally in this card. Hold on a minute here. Yeah, this isn't fun. Hope, fear, challenge, and homework. I feel like they're using word witchery or talking very negatively about someone. Word witchery, you know, confusing a situation, causing dark matter, right? The moon, they're crafting crap. I don't know if the nieces or nephews are crafting crap, if they're the ones in the devil energy, or if the devil energy is putting them up to it, because quite honestly, I feel several energies here. And I'm not sure how yet, but I'm sure that, you know, I'll figure it out as we go. Karandra of fire. Yeah, someone's a diviner here. Someone's a psychic medium or an esoteric. I'm getting high priestess out of this card, which technically is not in this card. But somebody took some action here, right? So this is like a warrior. Look at the age of her hands, right? There's life experience in those hands. Yeah. There's wisdom. Yeah. And your kitty's in your lap right now. That's cool. Or you're familiar. That's cool. So, I like that card. I like the way it's laid out. It technically is messages or going forth, having the drive, you know. This card, I do feel like divining messages. So, you can take it as it resonates or not, or what. Show me what I need to see. I need a bunch of cards here. I feel like there's a lot of things. This could go a lot of ways, so I don't want to say too much too quick here. Curandera of air reversed, ton of fire, and then we have the Curandera of earth reversed, dead center in the reading. I can't see these cards tonight for some reason. I don't know why it's like this, but I'm going to turn that back on. Whether it looks good or not, I don't give a shit. I can't see. Curandera of air down. Yeah, the spite and shit. Yeah. Whew. This was abusive in the past or very reckless. I don't like this. You can see the sickle with again the hand that to me looks like it has some wisdom and life experience. Yeah, nieces or nephews right over it, taking the opportunity or something, or they're crafting something. They got something up their sleeve. And let me tell you, silly rabbits, tricks are for kids because if this person is a diviner, a true diviner, and they're crafting crap, you better watch what you're crafting because a diviner is going to be on top of that all day long. I'll tell you that right now. Breaking ancestral curses, endings, burdens, hardships, PTSD, CPTSD, and triggering right over this, and dark matter. So there was a lot going on here, right? Dealing with it. The kids are dealing with it from the trauma. Okay, maybe they're not the ones that are coming in to cause the negativity, but they're traumatized, as well, is what this may be. Okay. Okay. Yep. Curandera of earth, dead center in the middle. Reverse. Sweetgrass. Yeah. Sweetgrass technically is like a Native American um herb that you can smudge when there is very dark and malicious and even demonic type energies. It's a lot better than sage. Sage is not strong enough for these energies, and it's being highlighted, right? The black magic has come to a halt. Dead center in the reading. It's about what they have created and coming to a halt or something of that kind. So the sun is right over it with exposure and illumination, and it could be like revelation type energies in that sun card, right? Empress down. Somebody is very without, right? Very without hope, fear, challenge, and homework. Somebody here is without their child, okay? Or they're missing their child, or there's something off with that. There's a craft here. I feel like craft is spells in this case. Somebody's confused of the spells and the darkness. I feel like this possible mother figure or grandma or Oma or whomever um, that's missing their kids, or there's a distance with them, or whatever that is. We got distant and then we got distant. They're obviously not together. They're not talking or something. There's they want to craft something, but see, there's deception here all flipping day long, and who's crafting this? The mom figure or grandmom figure, or is it the kids? you know, hope, fear, challenge, and homework. Black magic all day long. The magician reverse. That's how I read it. I don't care what. And this is right over it. You think this person doesn't see this? These kids need to create what they want in their own lives and be the creator in their own life instead of being in everybody else's life crafting crap, right? They have everything they need to make it happen. Black cat right over it. Somebody has a black cat. Somebody has a lot of luck here. You know, there's a lot of trauma here. And I feel like that could be all the way around. So whatever happened with these possible family curses, you know, that are being broken, I feel like they're being broken, although I have nothing here that says that. Maybe that's because that's how they feel. They want to keep it open. They don't want to move on. I'm not sure. 6 of air. Nieces and nephews, yeah, they're going towards calmer waters, which is great news, right? They had their own traumas. We had our traumas. Maybe we are the nieces and nephews with the traumas that, you know, how it depends on where you are in the story, right? But this one I like. I like this one. This one's like a nice sunny day with those cattails. It looks like invitations and somebody's writing a letter maybe, or thinking of writing a letter. I'm not sure that's possible, you know. Alchemy right over that. 4 more cards, please. There's 2, 3, one more. Ugh, and then they gave me 2. Everything I say in these cards here has to do with the Chariot. This is the quickest card in the deck. You know, cedar. Ooh, cedar. Cedar and sweetgrass and the devil card. Yeah, somebody needs to do some smudging and get rid of these energies around them, maybe in their house, their car, even their workspace. Who cares? You know, it stinks, but so what? It works. Anywho, this is somebody could be moving, or maybe it's about travel or a car, right? Something like that. I feel like this is a victory card. This is a sooner or later, things are happening. You know, 9 of earth on the bottom, abundance. Somebody could be on their own here that has the advantage. Here, let me read these cards. Hold on. I think these 2 are first. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have the world reversed, 9 of air reversed, justice reversed, 4 of water reversed, and 5 of water reversed. What the heck? Things are not completed here. People have not learned their lessons. There's a lot of dark matter here. False hope, trying to sell you a pipe dream. PTSD, CPTSD. Around the home. Dealing with it hard. They need to learn their lessons. Have they learned their lessons? Have they started healing? Because I don't see anything here yet that's saying anything, you know. 9 of air down. Yeah, I think they want to cause confusion, or somebody does. They don't, you know, this is the nightmare situation. We do want it to go away and be over with. That's what it's all about, and healing. But I don't feel like people, you know, this bound stuck energy card with the devil here, I'm feeling is keeping the situation, it's about it stopping. Something about old books. Old books. Old knowledge. We know that everything we learned was a lie, so now that's confusing. We have to figure that out. I'm not sure. Something's very unjustified, though. The Justice card reversed. The Moon card is right over this. Something is not okay. Something is not balanced out. It's not closed, right? Somebody's crafting crap. They're crafting injustice. And I don't know if it's this mother figure or the kids. I can't figure it out. But you can flip and flop and whatever the hell you have to do here. 4 of water down, 5 of water down. Hoy, ay, ay. Yeah. Black cat, closed off, forgiveness. It's very, very sad. Somebody's being very antisocial or what, or they feel left out, right? It's very sad, very disappointing. Some people could be in regret, you know, and a lot of loss here, you know, trying to move on from that. It was a long time ago that a lot of things happened here, I feel, because these cards are reversed. I feel like it's already, been. All right, anyway, we're going to get deeper still. I'm going to use my familiar deck. Hi, everybody. Show me what I need to see. 10 of Wands again. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. These nieces and nephews are dealing with things. It's very, very heavy right now, unfortunately. Magic is afoot. People are distant. And then I have the glow up with new career and successful business here. So, however that is, they're dealing with the glow up, or maybe they are working on glowing up. I need a. Are they? Ooh, I almost got disconnected somehow. Something in the Wi-Fi. That was weird how that happened. Anywho, the Hermit down. Yeah, they don't want to heal. They're dealing with it hard, however, but it's almost like the dark side or the dark energies, they refuse or are scared to self-reflect. However, they are guilty or feeling regret or something, and you shouldn't live with regret. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't give a shit how serious it is. If people want to change, they can change. But there's some pretty wicked energies going on in this world right now. I think we all know this, right? Yeah, the devil down. I mean, the devil with the fool down. You think the devil isn't so innocent, right? The devil may be having the fears, old books, old knowledge, deadly combo. I feel like this devil card is the one that wants to trigger. I'm not sure if it's the kids or not. I think they're just unfortunately dealing with the storms of it all, which really sucks because isn't that the way? It always happens that way. Always, The devil's energies always go after the kids or the weak or the spiritually blind, or they always, it's the manipulation tactic, right? We got to protect the kids in these days, and I feel like there was a lot of trauma here that didn't need to happen. Now, I remember when I had my nephews living with me, I made a huge choice that I did not want to make. I had to, and I had to. It is what it is. I don't know if they'll ever get over it, I hope so, but it is a lot of the shit that we all went through, it was traumatic. This could be a fall from grace here, possibly. Could be about divorce, separation, or what, because ding 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 ding, divorce, ghosted, and separation is right on the bottom of this card. So, whatever that is with the family, high of catnip reversed, all these word witcheries and all the brutality of it, and whatever. I just feel like that's the darkness of it all. The You know, CPTSD is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So those of you who don't know, the complex part is, you know, events or what that happen hundreds or even possibly thousands of times, which means mental abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse, right? Financial, all kinds of shit, right? Spiritual abuse, all kinds of shit they can pull out of their hats, this devil energy, right? And if they're a spiritual narcissist, which here it could be, yeah, that's pretty wicked shit. That means they're fucking around with the kid's trauma. That's what that tells me, right? Here's some wish fulfillment here, however, with the Karandra of Fire. The diviner, or the one who's taking action, right? The warrior vibe, right? With the black cat. There is some wish fulfillment here. Thank God. Thank God. You know, the breath of life. Just breathe. Practice on your breathing. Maybe some of you out there, you know, have a hard time with meditation and you need to practice your breathing. I'm not sure. I just kind of felt that for somebody, but may not be for everybody. I don't know, but whatever it is, practice your breathing. Oh, look, the Justice card. Yeah. Whatever was unjustified over here is justified here. What's fair is fair. Nieces or nephews right over this. Magic and alchemy right over that. Glowing up, showing up, right? New career. That was all, things have changed. It was about what's fair is fair, although it looks like it sucked to do, you know? Things are over. It's about change, right? PTSDs, triggers, all of it. The unhealed, you know, this could be 10 of fire, you know, something around the home is over. It's finished. It's about change, and all of it, right? But with the Hermit reversed right over it, refusing to do your introspection and your soul work, right? I feel like someone I feel like somebody's afraid to do their soul work, and you know, I don't know if it's you or them. I mean, not my higher vibrational Scorpios, because I think a lot of us already have, or we're still working on it, or whatever. But whoever these people are, I don't know what they're afraid of. It's not, you know, crying isn't the end of the world here. I don't know what this means, but maybe somebody here, on the other hand, has passed away, and it's very triggering, and people are very, you know, afraid to reflect right now. They could be mourning, or what, trying to get over certain things. Six of Pentacles, Karandra of Earth. If somebody has passed over, just know that they're there with you. They are there. Their spirit is around you right now. Okay? Yeah, small gifts given and received here. Things are triggering. People are very emotional, right? The black magic has stopped. Something like that, or that's what it's about, right? Not telling everybody your moves right now, Scorpio, is probably a good way, you know, keeping things on the hush, you know. Six of Cups down. Yeah, this is traumas, triggers, PTSDs, you know. Unfortunately, somebody needs to heal their inner child. Inner child, yeah, The Empress down with the Six of Cups down, you know, Hierophant down, or Hierophant. Whew, that was weird how that went flying. Queen of Pentacles. You know, somebody here, I don't know where this is going to be in your story, but somebody here is in love with a black witch, male or female. They are. It's their wish fulfillment. It's the way it is. I feel like people see it or know it, but I do feel like it's about nurturing finances as well for some reason. I'm not sure. I feel like I something is like, did I get off course? I don't know if it something here like come in and I'm getting mixed signals. That's what it is. Do I have a mixed signal card out? I'm feeling it anyway, whether it is or not. Show me what I need to see. The Empress again. Ding, 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 ding. Knight of Wands again. Ding, 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 ding. The Devil reversed again. Ding, 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 ding. Wow, we're breaking chains all day long. You know, things are happening. Things have happened, right? There was no closure there or something. Things aren't completed. Maybe we still need to, you know, are there still documents to sign? Are there still, we could be talking about institutions or courts, something. We got the Justice card. We got the Hierophant, whatever. And the Death card. It possibly, you know, it could be about somebody's passing, you know. Breaking chains here, though, however. So if any of you are breaking addictions or what, kudos, because I know how hard it is. I haven't had a cigarette in over a month. You know, Nine of Air, clearly breaking boundaries or changing behaviors or what. Old books is right over this. I feel like somebody may find an old book or find something in an old book. I'm not sure, but that has to do with it. But same old story, same old song and dance. I don't know. I don't know. Ace of Wands. There's a new drive, a new passion, a new beginning here. Somebody's very confused about the dark or in the dark. Things are still hidden. It doesn't, like, I feel like things are coming to light. Things are happening, but some people want to keep some things hidden as well, right? You know, there is some unjustified situations here. You know, some things are not fair, or they don't feel like they are. The injustices of the deception maybe needs to be made fair. That could be. I hope I said that right. One more, please. Scorpio. Five of Swords down. All right, check this out. We got the Four of Water down, the Five of Water down, the Five of Swords down. All together. We cannot attack this person anymore. We cannot be brutal. We cannot slander them anymore. Somebody's life was ruined or their reputation because people were cruel in the past, possibly. Yeah, very disappointing. There's a lot of regret, a lot of guilt. People, you know, just face your fears. Do what you need to do. I do see some people are still crafting deception, which is crap. But, you know, dealing with a Scorpio, they're going to end up seeing right through it. So good luck to you. You know, somebody's ruthless, you know, but it is about trying to be fair as well. So I'm feeling two different energies, maybe. I don't know. I feel a bunch of energies. So I don't even know, like, how that is with you. But usually I can kind of pinpoint it a little better. But tonight I'm having a little bit of a hard time. I admit. I'm going to give you a Celtic Tree Oracle. Okay. All right. This is what it looks like. It's number 7 reversed, right? The door oak. I don't know if I'm saying that right or butchering the word, but I hope I'm saying it right. The door. I feel like I say this one better than the other ones I pulled out of there earlier today. I couldn't get those words if I... Some of these Celtic words to me are so hard to pronounce. All right, reversed, reversed. You may feel powerless or weakened when door oak appears reversed. You may be called upon to depend upon others for your protection now because you feel weaker than usual and require more security. You may feel overly excited, manic, anxious, or nervous and ungrounded. You may be carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and this may indicate that you are in need of support and assistance. It's time to get practical and schedule an appointment with your doctor, a therapist, a minister, or a spiritual advisor. Perhaps you're feeling stagnant, bored, or stuck. Are you saying no too often? Are you stopping your growth because of too comfortable habits and routines? Although these may make you feel safe, they can keep you stagnant, and you may feel discontent because of the lack of flow and positive activity in your life. It is time to get off the couch. Only so much security can come from these things. Real security comes from presence. Leave the past and drop your worries about the future. Be in the now and feel the love. Those of you who are mourning, my condolences. Because I do feel it for some of you. Not everyone, though, however. What are we on? 52 minutes already. Jeez. I guess I must have been yakking up a storm here. We're going to see what you're conjuring up in the kitchen. Basil. Oh, yeah. Basil. Reconciliation. Reconciling things. Well, could it be this mom or Oma's or grandma's wish before they go for the family to kiss and make up or some shit? Some of these traumas are pretty hard, but it's a thought. It's about making things right anyway. You've been rather solitary lately, and a little company would lift your spirits right now. An old friend has been waiting to hear from you, and you too would benefit from another's inspiration and like-mindedness. Don't be surprised if someone from your very distant past shows up. For distant memories of old are relived when this card is presented. A family reunion, a celebration, or a gathering is imminent and marks the period of new understanding and peace. A reconciliation of differences brings an end to hostilities, which will relieve you of your defenses. Meanwhile, let me calm your nerves and reduce any stress that confrontation brings with my powerful medicinal properties. Use me in your spell work for peacemaking and the restoration of harmony as you reconcile with the witch within. Doing what's right, reconciling after all, forgiving, right? After all the space that's been, something about that. Nieces and nephews here, you know, luck's on your side. Somebody may be getting a black cat or have one, right? I know you do. I have 2 of them. 2 rescues, actually. Yeah, all right, Scorpio, there's a lot here, a lot going on in the next couple weeks, especially, but everybody's on their different timelines, so it is what it is. You'll know when these cards play out, and I will be back soon to give you another reading via this one. But yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh, I want to thank you to the newer subscribers. See, I talk too fast sometimes. I got to slow down. But I want to thank the newer subscribers and the returning subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys. I just want to, take time to tell you that, because I wouldn't waste my time talking to a phone, or my laptop or whatever. Be cool, be kind, be patient, and please just be a good human. My condolences if you are dealing with a passing. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are, but if you know, you know. So I'll be back soon with your next messages. Take care.